Listening.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. So, I'm sitting here with my girlfriend, Tammy Lorenzo, and we were having a very good discussion. A discussion if you're in a household that's half conservative, half Democratic, kinda, even though she's more conservative than she lets on. But we were having this discussion, and you know what? I wanted to put this discussion on film. So, hey, honey, so we were talking, right?
Yes.
So, what were we talking about?
Abortion.
Abortion. Do you agree with abortion?
I don't, but I like to explain myself.
Explain yourself.
Okay. I went to Catholic school most of my life, and they try to plant that seed at a very young age, but I never had an opinion about it until in high school. I went to an all-girl Catholic school, and that part of one of my classes was with your parent you actually had to watch an abortion. So when I watched an abortion, I pretty much thought it was murder. It had nothing to do with me being Catholic or religious. That's just my own personal view. Now, if a fetus wants to come back and tell me, hey, that didn't hurt at all, okay, then I might be open minded to something different. But I don't believe in abortion because I feel that it's murder. Um,
So, we have your stance on abortion. You don't believe in abortion.
mhm.
What do you think about the Second Amendment?
Guns.
Guns, yes.
Well, I
Joe Biden, I'm sorry, honey, let me pause you here. Joe Biden says all you need to protect yourself is a double barrel shotgun. Here's the problem. Have you ever shot a double barrel shotgun, honey?
no.
I'm a lot bigger than you, right?
Mhm.
Shooting a double barrel shotgun hurts my shoulders and you only get two shots. AR 15, you can pretty much shoot all day and she will run. But Joe Biden says you don't need an AR 15 because it's a weapon of war. Disregarding that, also the Colt 45, the Beretta 9mm, and other calibers are weapons of war. But he thinks you don't need that to defend yourself. Do you want any limitation on defending yourself?
So you know my background.
Hold up, honey. If you could explain it for our subscribers, our viewers, I would appreciate that. Remember, like, share, and subscribe.
So my background is I actually had someone in my family, my mother, uh, murdered when I was a very young age, and so I grew up. My grandfather owned a gun, but I was just very anti-gun, just because. Um, but then
And then you end up with a firearms instructor and a competitive shooter who has a house full of fucking guns.
so
Can
I
you walk through the house without tripping over a gun?
yes,
Yes, you can because they're in the safe.
we have lots of guns. Okay, so I as I got older, I started thinking about things. Even saw movies where, say, there was a virus or something.
Hold up, honey, hold up. So, you mentioned movies, right? Let me point this out.
Hmm.
This is the woman who talked me into watching John Wick.
That's true.
Did you not?
I did.
How long did that take?
A long time.
Right? And I finally watched John Wick, and I'm like, the anti-gun woman just talked me into watching a gun movie
For
video.
me personally, as a woman, I believe, and if my children were still home, my children are grown and gone, but if I was alone and then my children were home,
Oh,
I'm
hold up, let me interrupt. I'm sorry, baby.
uh-huh,
Remember to block them on your phone.
uh,
It works wonders. Just block them.
I mean, so
Fuck them
as I got
kids.
older, I realized, yeah, I would have to protect myself or my children. And I remember watching that movie. I think it was Outbreak, or there was some movie with Matt Damon where he had to stay in his house with his daughter,
It was outbreak.
and he couldn't. And the neighbors, people were breaking into the neighbor's house because they needed food, they needed firewood, they needed all these things. And then he realized he had to have a gun, and he had to break into somebody else's house to get a gun so he could protect himself and his daughter. Um,
So speaking of outbreak, remember when you used to make fun of me for being a prepper?
yeah.
I'm a prepper, people.
Uh-huh.
If you come into this house, number one, I have tons of stuff. And if you just ask for it, I'll probably give it to you. But if you come in to take it, I'm going to kill you without any second thought. But how long did we go without having to leave the house or buy groceries or anything?
A long time.
Like what, 6, 8 months?
Yes, we had freezer full of stuff, cupboards full of things. Yes.
But go ahead, baby. You were saying about the Second Amendment.
So I'm not.
One more thing. Do I have your permission to purchase an F-15?
We'll talk about that later.
Damn.
So
Just trying to squeeze that in, people.
I'm not a real big gun person. I don't like them. And I have many relatives that are police officers. I have a boyfriend with many, many guns.
Ooh, there's one right there. Let's keep it with me.
But I do realize that in today's world, you don't know what can happen.
So let me ask you another question. Where do you stand on defund the police?
And again, I have lots of family members that are police officers.
My nephew just became a cop.
Um,
Your favorite relative, or my favorite relative of yours, is a cop.
yeah.
Love him.
So
I'm going to go down there to Florida and shoot some guns with JC. He's one of the two people, the other one being my brother, that have more guns than me. It's like, if you have more guns than me, you have a problem. But I'm going to shoot them all. But go ahead, honey. I'm sorry. Defund the police.
I do not believe in that. I do believe that we need to maybe teach them to be more open-minded about different races so they're not uncomfortable and make quick judgments or reactions to things. I also think we need to educate our cops more on mental health, but as you can see right now, what's going on in the world, and we have less cops. So
Explain what's going on, honey. I'm talking about the shootings in Chicago, Detroit, LA, San Francisco, all these, Seattle, all these places that have defunded their police departments. Is that what you're talking about?
that's what I'm talking about.
Austin, Texas,
Yes.
defunded their police department, and now it's completely out of control.
Yes.
Oh, Zoe. Well, Zoe wants to get in the show. She's, big participant. Anyway,
Any other subjects you want to talk about?
Yes,
Death
just-
penalty, anything else?
the death penalty, to me, the death penalty for me, honey, is just, I believe in the death penalty. Here's the problem: the death penalty is not always accurate. It's not always right, and you have innocent men being put to death. Take, for instance, the guy Kamala Harris knew was innocent and kept on death row and wouldn't allow evidence to come forward. So you're going to have crooked DAs like that, and you're going to be putting innocent men to death, and I don't like it. The death penalty was put in for a reason. If you have a bad bastard, you have to hang him. It is what it is. But here's the problem. When you have crooked DAs like Kamala Harris who are keeping innocent men on death row, then that's a problem. I don't like it. I actually kind of changed my stance on the death penalty, saying all this stuff, right? It's not only Kamala. It happened in Houston, Texas, where you had the DNA expert, right, who was hiding DNA evidence, changing it to keep men on death row because of her own personal stuff, right? So I'm not sure how I feel on the death penalty right now, so we don't have to talk about the death penalty because I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you how I feel about
Hold up, let me change you.
I'll tell you how I feel about it.
How do you feel about it, baby?
I'm Catholic, So I was always taught to believe that God will take care of it in His own way. So I never was really believed in the death penalty. But, and somebody could say to me, oh, well, you've never had anything happen. Well, yeah, I have. I've had somebody murdered in my family.
You've had your very mother
My
murdered.
mother murdered. Yeah.
Doesn't get any closer than that.
So I still,
Because if somebody murders Sally Mae Dawson, Dan Dawson is getting in his on his iron horse, and it's going to be bloodshed.
So let me finish. But then I say to myself, I'm a mother, and I know how I live and breathe my children,
Which you do.
which I do.
I keep trying to get you to block them.
That I don't know if I would, if something happened to one of my children, if I would feel the same way. But
Explain.
I mean,
Can I give a little background to the audience on this?
no, I
No,
just
let me give a little background.
Okay.
So Tammy has her 3 children that she's already raised, right? I've raised my daughter. They didn't grow up together. We just got together in these last, 4 or 5 years, honey? 4 or 5 years? So, if somebody murdered Felicia, what do you think would happen? If somebody hit Felicia, what do you think would happen?
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
be on
well,
that iron horse,
But let me finish mine. Let me finish.
and
mine.
LA would see a bloodshed like they've never seen before.
Let me finish mine.
That's why I got all the guns and ammo, honey.
Let me finish mine, Daniel.
Go ahead, babe.
So I believe that I just want to believe that if you do something bad in this world, that at the end of your life, God takes care of it in His own way.
Sometimes that way is sending an angel.
But let me finish.
Remember, the angel of death is an angel.
But if it was my own child, it would have to take a lot of strength in me, because I live and breathe my children. They're,
Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. She won't block them.
so,
Like I keep trying to get her to.
okay, turn off now, honey.
No, so we've talked about that. We talked about the death penalty. You're not really sure how you feel on it. Let's talk about the recent spike in prices, gas prices. Now, the major part of our income is from me being a mobile notary. What do you feel about the spiking gas prices? Because under Trump, gas prices, I was paying $8.84 for gas. Now I'm paying almost $4. How do you feel about that? And understand, that's eating my business.
Right. I guess it doesn't really affect me that much because I live 2 blocks from my job, but so it doesn't.
Actually, it does affect you because I have to pay for gas to bring money in, right?
True. That's true, and you do a lot of driving.
A shitload of driving. So how do you feel about Biden shutting down American pipelines, but letting Russia reopen their pipeline that Trump has stopped?
I don't know. I'd have to do a lot of research on it before I.
Okay, so we won't go into anything else. I'll just finish this off. So, ladies and gentlemen, see, this is what I'm talking about, right? Woo, it's hot out here today. What's the temperature, honey?
It's like 100.
102, 103. But this is what I'm talking about. It's the small things, right? That the Biden administration doesn't care about. They're not focusing on. It's those things. So if you know a liberal, which I do because I live at one, talk to them slowly, gently. They'll come around. They'll vote Trump in 2024. Trump or DeSantis. Love DeSantis. But thank you for watching this episode of the Dan Dawson Show. Like, subscribe, share. And as always, you know what? Do what you got to do.